So you've got your subject, and then that means who or what the sentence is about. And then everything else in the sentence is called your predicate, and that's what the subject does or is. And then we have some examples on the board. Okay? So, page 15 in your book. Now, one way that we're going to label the sentences with subject and predicate is that the subject we're going to underline with one line. So all these are our subjects. And then our predicates we're going to underline with 2 lines. And then we can even draw a line to show us where they divide. That's what we're going to do on our paper. It says, draw a line between the subject and the predicate parts of each sentence. So just like I did here. You know how we divide our spelling words into syllables? Same thing. We're going to divide our sentences into their subject and predicate. And then we're going to underline the subject 1 time and underline the predicate 2 times. So, for number 1, who would like to read that sentence and then tell us how to label it? Alex. Ancient Egyptians.
Ancient Egyptians and
Assyrians
made their locks out of wood.
Alright, so first let's divide the subject and the predicate. So where are we going to draw our dividing line?
So you would put the line before and under.
Just one, only one line.
Yeah, so like one after, so there is one after.
Not after Egyptians.
Egyptians.
No, because think, who is a sentence about?
It's about the ancient Egyptians.
Well, it's about the ancient Egyptians and the Assyrians,
And
right?
the Assyrians.
Yeah. So ancient Egyptians and Assyrians.
So you put the line
divide.
between the Assyrians and Medes.
Correct. So after Assyrians, you draw your dividing line.
So and then you underline ones under ancient Egyptians and
Assyrians.
One line under that.
Okay.
And there is 2 lines under made their locks out of wood.
Good. Did everybody get that?
Yes.
All right.
Maybe.
Maybe. So everybody knows what to draw. So basically everything to the left of your dividing line, you're going to underline once. Everything to the right, you're going to underline twice. Number 2, Micah. Read the sentence and tell us how to label it. The Romans. All right, where are we going to divide it? Who is the sentence about? Yes, the Romans. Divide after Romans. So we're going to, how are we going to underline it, Micah? I can't hear you, honey. You have to talk louder. Do what with it? So you underline the Romans once, and then underline made iron keys for their metal locks 2 lines, twice. Number 3, Jed.
Number 3. Wealthy Romans line use locks and keys. Put 1 line under wealthy Romans and 2 lines under use locks and keys.
Good. And number 4, Logan.
Locks and keys, line, and then 2 lines under change, very little. You
Until.
the 1700s.
Good. Very good. So locks and keys is our subject. And then everything else is our predicate. Now, you are going to, on right B, complete the thought by writing a subject part that tells who or what. So your subject might be different from somebody else's subject. You can choose the subject. So for number 1, blank locked the front door this morning. You can even write a real person, like who actually did lock your door. Number 2, blank will unlock the door this evening. Number 3, blank found 10 colored pencils. So you can make up a subject, or if you want, you can together. Yes, go ahead and write your subject for numbers 1 through 3.
Can we make it so it's a classmate and it's not true?
That's fine.
Okay.
Jed. Put it away. Put it away. I don't know what you have, but put it away. Does anybody want to read one of the subjects they wrote? Micah?
Pharaoh will unlock the door this evening.
Who will?
Pharaoh.
Pharaoh?
Yes.
Okay. Jensen?
Nicholas locked the front door this morning.
Oh, good job. Mason?
I named it after my dad. Kevin locked the front door this morning.
Good. Autumn? You can pick any one of the sentences. Go ahead.
Summer locked the front door.
What's that?
Summer locked the front door.
Summer locked the front door. Good. Dylan?
Alex locked the front door this morning.
Okay. Logan?
Sam will unlock the door this evening.
Good. Jacob?
John Cena unlocked the door.
Okay.
Wait, what did you say?
Brayden?
Matthew found 10 colored pencils.
Good. Jana?
Platypus found 10 colored pencils.
Okay. Alex?
My dad locked the front door this morning.
Ooh, I like how you did 2 names in your subject. That's good. Jensen?
Jedediah will unlock the front door this morning.
Good. So, for right C, complete the thought by writing a predicate part that tells what happened. So, for number 1, the subject is a box of green and pink pencils. Number 2, a large gold key. And number 3, my short stubby pencil. So, write your predicates, and then you can each pick one of your sentences to read. So go ahead and write your predicate. Yes. Write all your predicates first, and then we'll let you pick one. You've already written all your predicates? Okay, read one of your sentences.
A box of green and pink pencils has 24 of them in each box.
Good. Jacob? let's write let's write nice sentences.
That is not.
And actually, we wouldn't say, you'd say a box of green and pink pencils, you could say fell off the desk. Something like that, okay? You want to say, one thing about writing, we're Christians, we need to write things that are good and true and kind. Okay, Micah?
A large gold key fit in my mouth.
Okay, that's not a good thing to do. Because you'll choke on it and have to go to the hospital. Jed?
A large gold key is worth a lot of money.
Good. Dylan?
A box of green and pink pencils is cool. Can I use one?
Okay, now just be careful because you had two sentences there. Okay, you could say is cool, period. And then if you say, can I use one, that's another sentence. Logan?
My short stubby pencil is too small for my hand.
Good, that's a very good sentence. Okay, you already did one. If you already did one, put your hand down. You can only pick one. Jana?
A large gold key I went to out of space.
Okay, now what did you read?
A large gold key I went to out of space.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear the beginning. Mason?
A box of green and pink pencil flew up in the air.
Okay. Braden?
A large gold key unlocked the door.
Good. Jensen?
A large gold key goes to a lock in my mouth.
All right, Marissa?
Open up things in the mouth.
It opens up.
Marissa's turn. Let's listen.
A box of green and pink pencils fell on the floor.
Good. Noah?
A box of green and pink pencils turned into a volcano. Oh.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, some of you already read. Alex, you already read one. Jacob, you already
I
read
didn't
one.
read one.
Autumn?
My first stubby pencil broke when I wrote with it.
Okay. Nicholas?
Can I read the first one?
You can read any of them.
Okay, a box of green and pink pencils are good to use.
Very good. All right, awesome. I heard some very creative predicates. Now, it's good to write with lots of description, right? So be creative, but don't write silly just so that you can get people to laugh at you. You want to write good sentences.
I like people laughing at
Right D says, write each pair of choppy sentences as one good sentence. So I'm going to erase the board and I can write. Number 1, graphite is used to make pencil lead. Clay is used to make pencil lead. How can I turn that into one good sentence? Micah?
Graphite is in clay or used to make pencils.
Right. So we would write something like, graphite and clay are used to make pencil lead. So you're going to combine the information and just put it into one sentence. So if you notice, they both have the same predicate. They both had is used to make pencil lead, right? So why write that twice? All you do is you take the subject from each sentence, combine them together, and then they can just share the same predicate because they both had the same predicate instead of writing two sentences. Logan?
Can I do one for number 1?
Did you already read one? You had a good sentence.
Not for the thing D.
Well, I think this is pretty much the only way we can change that. What did you write?
I was gonna say graphite is one of the many things that you can use to make pencil.
Okay, well that's,
Because they also say you can make clay to use the pencil you want to.
right. True. But I think they want you to take all the information there and make it into one sentence. So I know what you mean, but I think it's they want you to use the word clay also. Number 2, Claire sharpened her pencils. Claire put away her pencils. Now those sentences have the same what? Subject. So what should we do, Autumn?
After Claire sharpened her pencil, she put away her pencils.
Okay, even that, we probably can write it without repeating pencils. Can you think of a way to write it without repeating the same information? Jensen?
Claire sharpened and put away her pencil.
Right. So instead of saying Claire twice and instead of saying pencils twice, we can just write them once. Claire sharpened and put away her pencils. Because you want to have sentences that are written correctly and that sound good and they get to the point, but at the same time you don't want to have a sentence that just repeats and repeats and repeats. So you want to have a concise sentence.